Welcome back, folks, for a new episode of Leak Dish. Now, 9.14 just came out, and I've been trying to do stupid stuff like barrel rolls, or drifting, swerving, and do a kill on the move, which is stupid. You should not do it, but whatever. So, as with new patches toward the tanks, there are new contents added to the main directory files that's not available to the client yet. So, these are the upcoming models and stats of the tanks coming soon. So as always, I'll use Tank Inspector to take a look at the upcoming vehicles. So today we'll cover the Batignolles 25T AP 90mm, the leKpz M41 Bulldog, the Grille 15, the Sentinel AC1 E2/4, the T25 Pilot Number 1, and the kirovets 1. So I covered all of these vehicles with leak videos. So click on the individual pictures for the leak videos of these vehicles, and you can click on the labels on the left to skip to those vehicles that interest you the most. And also we'll take a look at the IS-6 armor buff because it's kind of OP, or even more OP, so if that's possible. Alright, but here we go. And we'll start off with the Batignolles 25T AP 90mm. So this is going to be a special tier 9 French medium tank. And I predicted that this vehicle is kind of sucky because it has a 90mm, has 200mm of penetration with 240 alpha, and carry only 42 shells instead of 36. So that's a slight plus, but still 42 rounds, not enough. For a 90mm at tier 9? No. Well, it does have the historically accurate 4-man crew on the Batignolles rather than 3-man crew on the tier 10 Batignolles 25T. So, yep. And this vehicle is basically a prototype to the Batignolles at tier 10. So, I already covered it. Armor wise, it has no armor, even less than the tier 10 Batignolles. So, only 30mm at the front, 25 for the lower plate. Turret is 25. The thickest armor is underneath the gun, inside the turret ring. So, it will get penetrated. So basically, high explosive will wreck this thing, whereas high explosive for the regular Batignolles at tier 10 is a hit or miss because it's 80mm sloped, and some 100mm or 105mm guns with high explosive has like 60mm of penetration for the high explosive. So yeah, high explosive wrecked this vehicle a lot more often. But yeah, armor wise, no armor, but okay. It should be a slightly smaller size than the regular Batignolles, but I can't really tell. There are no space armor, unlike the regular Batignolles, so blah. And let's take a look at the stats. So 200mm of penetration, blah, sucky. Alpha, sucky. DPM is slightly above average, but you're comparing yourself against the E50 or the M46 Patton or the T54. No, so you have to penetrate, and the high explosive anti-tank is good, but it's not crazy good like the T54's high explosive anti-tank. So, alright, reloads every 23 seconds or 24 or 22 with vents. View range sucks. Ugh. Radio range, whatever. Ugh. Accuracy sucks. Aim time sucks. It's a 90mm. It still sucks. Ugh. Accuracy on the move sucks. Gun depression sucks. Elevation sucks. Turret traverse, good. Hull traverse, good. Power to weight ratio is slightly above average, but not crazy good as the 30 horsepower per ton ratio on the regular Batignolles. So, sucks. The terrain resistance, below average, sucks. Okay. Matchmaking weight, okay, regular. Health, below average. This is basically a tier 9 light tank. That's pretty much it. It doesn't even have the view range to be a light tank. The penetration sucks, fine. The DPM is not that great, fine. But the accuracy aim time also sucks. Compared with the crappy DPM and the crappy gun depression and elevation means that you will have a hard time with the gun, and the view range does not help to spot. You're not that fast compared to the rest of the tanks. So let's compare with the T54. It just blows it out of the water. Oof. So comparing it to the T54, or yeah, 1 less millimeter of penetration, fine. Less DPM, fine. Accuracy sucks. Aim time sucks. It has a little bit better horsepower per ton ratio, but 0.23 is not that much. The same terrain resistance though. Ugh. Has more health, all right, but less view range. So, and the T54 has armor and better accuracy on the move and better gun depression. Actually, less gun depression, but better elevation. Just play with the T54. Wow, this vehicle, bleh. So it does need a heavy buff. And no armor. Don't forget, no armor. Alright, let's take a look at the German Bulldog. So, there she is. What a beauty. So 90mm reborn from a 76. Now, this is tier 8. Originally, it should be tier 7, but they bump it up to tier 8 now. So, kind of OP at tier 7. Yeah, it's pretty much OP at tier 7. Alright, crew of 4. Should be. Okay. Penetration is below average for tier 7, but or for tier 8 now, but not that much. Why is it tier 8? Alpha, below average, but DPM is above average. Good. Carries a lot of shells, 46 rounds for a 90mm for a light tank. Accuracy, good enough. Aim time, good enough. Shooting on the move is pretty good. 8 degrees of gun depression, not 10. Elevation is 17. View range, light tank, should be good. Horsepower per ton ratio is slightly below average, but that's counterbalanced by good terrain resistance, so that's good. Hit points is 50 below average, okay. Matchmaking weight is the same for all tier 8 light tanks. Alright, it's not bad. It's a premium tier 8 light tank. Do they even sell premium tier 8 lights? The only highest premium tier 7 light is the Type 62, and that's not even on sale that much. So the first premium tier 8 light tank, I thought it was tier 7, but they changed it to tier 8. Oh well, it's if you like playing light tanks, it's not that bad. So let's compare it to the RU251. But it has less penetration, same alpha, less DPM, less accuracy, better aim time, better shooting on the move, less gun depression, surprisingly, less elevation, same view range, same radio, better terrain resistance at the cost of horsepower per ton ratio. It's a premium tank, for sure, but it's kind of balanced at tier 8, whereas if this vehicle is at tier 7, yeah, it's OP at tier 7, but currently at tier 8, it's a fair premium tank, so it's a pass. Alright, now let's take a look at the Grille 15. So currently, there is a debacle. So Wargaming does not know what to do with this thing, because a lot of players complain that it's not as good as the Waffenträger E100. So it's currently like a Chieftain-esque of a special tank at tier 10, but holy crap, this gun barrel is so long. Whoa. It's like shooting down aircraft. Or not that much. Not like the Panzer Waffenträger toaster thing. Panzer IV Waffenträger toaster. But yeah, that's a huge gun barrel. It's a stapler. So, camouflaging or camo rating is or should be around the same as a E50, I believe. So around 10% or 12%, like a Type 61. So it's about the same height. So camouflage rating is based on the height of the vehicle, and therefore KV2 has less camouflage rating than a TOG2. So it's not depending on the size or the length of the vehicle, rather than the height. So this vehicle is about the same size or height as a E50 or so. So it's not as bad as the Waffenträger off E100, but It's a large caliber gun, 150. Yep. Has 30 rounds. Okay. The gun arc is not that bad. I mean, it's 100 degrees of gun arc, so 50 to each side. I mean, you can still side scrape-ish. Poke out around the corner. Yeah, it's not that bad. Okay. It's fair. So penetration is below average for tier 9 tank destroyer. Alpha is below average, but DPM is pretty good. So reloads every 14 seconds or so. Let's ramp it up. Oh yeah, 13 seconds if you have a good crew, like with Belarusian arms or something, and tank inspector broke. Wonderful. So with Belarusian arms and with the gun rammer, the DPM of the Grille 15 is 3,554.8. That's pretty good. And yeah, 12.65 seconds of reload for 150. That's pretty fast. So let's take this off. Let's take off the rammer. Alright, the accuracy, 0.259. Laser. I mean, I think the 0.3 on the E50 is very good. Man, 0.259, that's like crazy good. 2.2 seconds of aim time, also very good. 8 degrees of gun depression. Shooting on the move is not that accurate, but you're not supposed to shoot this thing on the move, so it's fair. View range, good. I mean, it's like the OTD view range now, so 400 meters of view range, good. So yeah, and the shell velocity is pretty fast. So it's an AP shell, but it flies at about the same speed as an APCR shell. That's very good. Don't forget, that's a plus. All right, horsepower per ton ratio, 22.5. Good. Hull traverse, not that great, but you're not supposed to do circle strafing or brawling with this thing, so don't expect this thing to turn that quickly, but it goes pretty fast in a straight line. So terrain resistance, very good. This tank is fast, or tank destroyer is fast. Health is the same as the Batchat, so can't take a hit, but whatever. Yeah, why hate on this thing? It's already OP enough. I mean, sure, it doesn't have a fully traversable turret or pseudo turret, but doesn't matter. There are some armor, but don't expect it to bounce a lot of shots. Such a huge barrel of a gun. It can't even fit it on the screen. It's not that bad. It's actually OP, in my opinion. It's a Hellcat of tier 10. I love it, but a lot of players complain, oh, Waffen trigger off U100, whatever. And let's take a look at the Sentinel AC1 E2 /4. There is the boob machine, or not the boob machine, the penile phallic shape machine gun with a 17 pounder. So armor wise, tier 6 medium tank. Don't expect to have a lot of armor. Turret could bounce a few shots, but it's no Sherman Jumbo, so don't expect it to. Okay. Does have pretty good gun depression for a 17 pounder though. Alright. Penetration, great. 17 pounder. 150 alpha, great. Carries 50 rounds, so not as great, but good shell velocity. Okay. DPM is slightly below average, but whatever. Accuracy, slightly below average. Aim time is good. Gun depression, 10 degrees for a 17 pounder on a premium tank. That's a plus. So view range is slightly below average, and the radio is not that good. It has heavier matchmaking weight, so this means you will get into tier 7s and tier 8 matchups a lot more often than regular tier 6 medium tanks, but your gun should do the work. Horsepower per ton ratio is not that great, so this is a sniping medium tank. Don't expect it to circle strafe or outflank that quickly. Hull traverse 40 degrees per second. Turret traverse is 46 degrees per second, so okay. Terrain resistance, below average. Oh well. Health, slightly below average. So basically, played this thing like a sniping medium tank. It's not that fast. So the Sherman Revalorise at tier 6, maybe. It doesn't have the armor, but good gun, very good gun. So let's compare it with the Firefly. The Firefly doesn't have the 10 degrees of gun depression. Yeah, that's just crazy good. Yeah, the Firefly has like 6 degrees of gun depression. So accuracy is not as good, but this is a premium tank, so it should make a lot more credit. Should. Alright, DPM not that good. Alright, fine, doesn't matter. And the mobility is also not that good, but it's a sniping medium tank, so I guess that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. It's okay. Yeah, it's good. It's pass for a medium tank, but the gun is great for a tier 6 medium tank with 10 degrees of gun depression. So it's fair. And it's a premium tank. So premium, okay, fine. And on to the T25 Pilot Number 1. So basically the Proto Pershing, no armor whatsoever. Mantlet doesn't have armor underneath, so don't expect to bounce off shots. Basically another KR, pan KR. So penetration slightly below average, alpha slightly below average, DPM above average, carries only 50 rounds as opposed to 53 for the average. Shell velocity not that fast. Okay, view range pretty good. It's American. Shooting on the move is like crazy good. Accuracy is also pretty good. Aim time, okay. Gun depression, elevation, counter-reverse speed, turn-reverse speed, all good. So horsepower per turn ratio is not that great, but it's off balance or counterbalanced by good terrain resistance. So yeah, it's not that slow. Health is pretty chunky for a tier 8 medium tank. And doesn't have the light matchmaking weight, so it will face tier 9s and tier 10s a little bit more often. It's fine, I guess, with this gun, but it's pass for a premium medium tank. But let's compare it with the Pan KR. So where is the Tiger? There it is. So basically a little bit better DPM at the cost of ammo count by 20. Holy crap. I guessed it. I think I guessed it. So this thing doesn't carry as much of an ammo count as the Pan KR. I'm so good. It's like prediction is good. Okay, accuracy better aim time. Not as good shooting on the move, but okay. It turns a little bit faster. Not as good horsepower per turn ratio, but better terrain resistance. So it's offsetting each other. Same health, same view range, same radio, same matchmaking weight. So yeah, would you like to have a little bit more accuracy and a little bit better aim time with better DPM at the cost of revving up speed and somewhat of a turret armor, but that's pretty much it. And ammo count, but fair. I mean, it's another pattern KR, so okay, but does that mean the end of the Super Pershing? I don't know, but there are 3 premium tier 8 American medium tanks now, so Super Pershing still is a little bit better because of the armor, but whatever. And on to the kirovets -1. Russian, you damn Ruskies. So there she is, the kirovets -1. So basically, likely IS-6 replacement because the IS-6 got super buff. Yeah, it's likely going to replace the IS-6, but frontal hull, well bounce if you angle it, but it's about 200mm or so if you don't. Lower plate is automatic ricochet. What? Really? Or this angle is. Okay, so about 200mm. Oh, that's a pretty good sloped lower plate. But you should angle this vehicle at about 40-ish degrees or so, like this. The side armor will bounce. Yeah, it will bounce. So you should angle this vehicle. And it's not the pike-shaped nose like the IS-3. So, alright. Atop of the turret is a lot stronger than the gun access port on the IS-3, so this plate shouldn't get overmatched by low caliber guns. But it still could penetrate this plate right here. This is only 30, so if you can't hit this, it should penetrate, but that's a small target. There are cupolas on this vehicle, but they're rounded and thick armored. So yeah, IS-6 replacement likely, very likely. So as far as APCR, like the IS-3A and the IS-5, it's likely going to be the IS-6 replacement. So penetration above average, alpha above average, DPM is slightly above average, carries 30 rounds. So that might be a problem, but it's not been a problem on the IS-3A for me as it is on the IS-6. So yeah, the shell count could be a problem, but I haven't seen it yet. Accuracy, Russian. Aim time, Russian. Shooting on the move, Russian. Gun depression, Russian. Turret traverse is slightly below average, but not that bad. Hull traverse, above average, a little bit. Horsepower per ton ratio might be a problem, but it's counterbalanced by the better terrain resistance. So, yeah. Health, below average. It's Russian, but okay. Russian view range, ugh. Russian radio, but ugh. Let's compare with the IS-6, with the OPS IS-6. Where are you? There you are. So penetration a lot better, but DPM is not as good. Same amount of shells, but fires pretty quick because the APCR shell. Okay. Accuracy is better. Aim time is better. Shooting on the move is not as good, and one less degree of gun depression. View range is 10 meters better. Same radio, so crappy radio. Better horsepower or better terrain resistance than the horsepower per ton ratio. So, yeah, it's offset for each other. Same health, same matchmaking weight, but this thing will face tier 10s, whereas the IS-6 will not. So yeah, IS-6 replacement. IS-6 becomes a tournament / special event heavy tank. It's a fair premium tank, but I just want to compare this thing with the IS-3A that recently came out. So many premium Russian heavy tanks. Alright, less DPM, but you carry 2 more shells. Yep. Better accuracy, better aim time, better shooting on the move, better turret traverse, better mobility. Slightly better mobility, and better view range. This thing is better than the IS-3A at the cost of DPM. Yeah, just slight cost of DPM gives you a lot better accuracy, aim time, mobility, and view range. Yeah, this thing is better than the IS-3A, and the armor is more reliable, so you don't have to depend on the beak, the pike-shaped nose, and it doesn't have the weak spot on top of the turret. So yeah, this thing is better than the IS-3A. Oh. Alright, and let's end it with IS-6 armor buff, because the IS-6 is OP. Super OP. Freaking skateboard ramp, but the driver hatch is 110 now, so it's not the weak spot anymore, whereas the frontal plate is 100mm. So basically the frontal plate is about 180ish to 170ish. Lower plate is 200 or so. Oh boy. The cheeks are auto bounce from the front, yeah. The cheeks of the turret, it's rounded. And the mantlet has armor underneath now, so ooh. So basically the only weak spot of IS-6 currently from the HD buff is the cupola on top of the turret. Angled this thing, auto bounce, 180ish, 190ish, auto bounce at the front. Yeah, it's bounce, bounce. Oh, reverse side scrape. Still need a high caliber gun to penetrate. Yeah. Space side armor too. This thing, if it has 190-ish millimeter amount of penetration, then that's too OP. But yeah, penetration is the only weak spot about the IS-6, and the accuracy at aim time. But yeah, it's getting replaced by the kirovets -1. I highly believe it. I'm betting money on it, so I'm going to test how the strength of the driver hatch will play out. But this is no longer a weak spot, so this might be OP. But thank you guys for watching this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. And that's all the upcoming premium/special vehicles that's introducing to World of Tanks, including the Grille 15, if that's becoming the Waffenträger of E100's replacement. So yeah, the Grille 15, OP. The T25 TAP, meh. The Bulldog switched to tier 8 instead of tier 7, so that's surprising. But yeah, if it's a tier 7 leKpz or M41 Bulldog, it was pretty OP then. So yeah, I can see the switch to tier 8, but whatever. The AC1 E2/4 Sentinel is decent because the 17 pounder has 10 degrees of gun depression for a tier 6 medium tank, and the 17 pounder is a great gun for a tier 6 medium, but the trade-off is the mobility is not as good, so whatever. And the T25 Pilot Number 1 has less ammo but better accuracy than the Pan KR, so yeah, balance. It's about the same vehicle. And the kirovets -1 is pretty good as a replacement for the IS-6, but yeah, it's a good, decent, premium tier 8 Russian heavy tank. It's better than the IS-3A, in my opinion, other than the DPM, but it's a small difference at the cost of better accuracy, better aim time, better view range, and better mobility. At the cost of slight DPM, sure, I'll take it. And 2 more rounds of the 122, so what's not to like? And the IS-6 buff, yeah, it's OP. So thank you guys for watching this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Someday I promise I'll surely take you with me, high up above the satellites and out of this gravity. That time I walked the streets searching for you far and wide. It was a little cold and lonely late in the night. Your message that I got earlier just didn't sound right. There's something about it I couldn't push aside. When I finally saw you, I saw your eyes were heavy. I asked you what was wrong, but I'm okay is what you told me. And maybe you expected that I'd turn back and go home. I couldn't let you sink all alone. Someday I promise I'll catch you loose and set you free, high up above the satellites and out of this gravity. We'll be far out in space, in a place where our weight is cut down to a sixth. The weary look in your eyes that you try not to give, if only I could take it